Hey, welcome back to the Lick of the Week videos. This is video number 2 in our redo series, where I'm going back revisiting the old original Lick of the Week videos that were really horrible quality. This is the second video that I posted about June 10th of 2008. And this lick was based on a well-known Ben Eldridge idea, which is this dissonant rolling position. Which, if you've listened to any Seldom Scene music over the last 35 or so years, you'll recognize that lick immediately. The term dissonant refers to two notes that are a half step apart. And depending on how closely you play those two notes together in duration, or how long the notes ring out, you can get a ton of dissonance. Or if you space the notes apart, you don't notice the dissonance as much. So as the duration of the note decreases, or the quicker the notes are, closer they get together, the more dissonance you get, and the farther away they are in time, the less you hear the effect. But no matter how far apart you play the two notes, there's a definite sound that your ear picks up on. And dissonance by itself, if you use it too much, that can be a pretty horrible or kind of a comedic thing. But if you use it in the context of rolls and things that we do in like bluegrass banjo, it becomes one of the characteristic sounds of the banjo. So Ben Eldridge, used this position a lot in his playing, came up with some really well-known and what I call signature licks for his style. So in the video that I did back in 2008, I basically took his idea with the dissonance and added a little blues action that I liked. So what we're going to do is add the first string at 3, which is a blues note for G, and I'm not going to get too much into the theory here. You don't need to know any theory to play the lick, obviously. But just to give you a little background information, this is an F note, and then the second string at the second fret is a D flat. D as in David. Those are two blues scale notes for G. So what we're going to do is add those two notes to the Ben Eldridge position, and then roll across it, add a couple of finishing notes, and we'll have a variation of a lick. So I'm going to use the zoom function again, which we didn't have back in 2008, obviously. And see if I can stay in a camera shot here. And what we're going to do is take a look at the left hand and then the right hand. So here's the left hand. I'm going to use the index on the second string at 2, and I'm going to use my middle on the first string at 3. So there's my D flat and my F note, my two blues notes for G. And I'm basically going to switch between this and that. So the two dissonant notes that I'm holding are going to be the index and the pinky. If you think you can get the ring up there, try it. Any finger you use to stretch between these two positions is going to seem a mile long if you're not used to doing these kind of things. I'm going to try to move my other fingers out of the way so you can see what that stretch looks like. So to the unfamiliar, to folks who are uninitiated in these kind of stretches, let me put it that way, it's going to seem like your fingers are trying to break off your hand, but it will get better as you practice the lick. Things like this that seem really hard won't seem so hard after you condition the muscles and tendons in your hand to do it. So you're going to have to cycle between this and this. Here's what the right hand is doing, and I'll focus the camera on the banjo head so you can see my right hand in just a minute. 1, 2. So you only need these two notes for the beginning of the lick. Let me see if I can get you a better angle. 1, 2. And then I'm going to shift to this. Try to drag my other fingers out of the camera shot and play 3, 2, 1 as a roll. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So if you use the fingers I use, it tends to, the pinky being hinged where it is, tends to want to go over there anyway. So all you have to do is rotate from here to here and then just get everything else out of the way. I'm going to try to get a little closer. I can stay in the camera shot so you can get a better look at that position. There we go. That's better. So we have 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 as a forward roll. Now I'm going to this, which is a really familiar set of notes for bluegrass players. There's C. Again, you don't need to know that note. And here's another note for G that's bluesy. The third string 3rd fret is a very well-known and used note in bluegrass. Even if you don't know that's a blues scale note, that happens to be a B flat note. So you're mixing 3 notes out of the G blues scale with some other notes, basically, to make this lick work. So all together you have 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. And then you can pinch or go into another roll segment after that. And watch the duration of the notes. Everything's going to be pretty consistent as far as how far apart the notes are until you get to the very last note. The last note is twice as long as all the preceding notes. So I tend to put a little choke at the end too, just to give it a little more of a blues effect. So there's the left hand. Now let's go take a shot at the right, and we'll see what's going on there. Oops, wrong direction. So there's the banjo head, and there's the banjo head. Okay. All right. Now here's what I'm doing, and I'll try to turn so you can get a better shot. I'm going to use my fingers, 1, 2. Then I'm going to drop my thumb down to play the forward roll, 3, 2, 1. Here's the Ben Eldridge position with my left hand. Then here's the 2nd string with the index at the 1st fret. Here comes the 3rd string at 3, which is my blues note. And here's my open 3rd. So it's index, middle index, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, thumb. And again, feel free to change your right hand around if you don't like the fingering that I'm using. And you can come up with something that works better for you. Please do it. This is just one way to play the lick. Some strokes players tend to want to use their thumbs a lot. And it's okay to use the thumb wherever you like, as long as it doesn't encroach on your timing, because it can be a chore to make your thumb play so many notes on so many different strings. If you have fingers available that work, you might want to investigate trying to not use your thumb so much, especially if you feel like it's slowing you down or if the thumb is getting really tired when you play. So if you break them down into segments, you have 1, 2, a forward roll, 3, 2, 1, then individual notes, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. So there's the left and the right hands, and this lick can be used pretty much wherever you want it to be used, but just pay attention to the time value of the lick so that you don't run out of space to try to use it. And if we were to count it, 1 and 2 and, so it's another 2-beat lick in common time. It would be a measure and cut time, so it'd be 8ths or 16ths depending on how you want to express it with a time signature that you're playing it in. And it's a really fun bluesy lick. Again, it's just me adding something to Ben Eldridge lick, which is what all good banjo players try to do. We steal licks from other people and add our own licks. So have fun with this. Appreciate you hanging in for Lick of the Week redo number 2, and I'll see you on the next redo video. Thanks.